In 1989, 30,000 Soviets queued for a taste of the West. A simple question arose in an airport: why such a price gap? In 1986, a lighthearted idea was born: the Big Mac Index. The 1990s saw an unprecedented wave of globalization. McDonald's global expansion was a symbol of this new era. The Big Mac was the perfect basket of goods for comparison. The index is built on the theory of purchasing power parity. In 2023, Switzerland's Big Mac was 27% more expensive. In China, the burger was 36% cheaper than in the US. Prices reflect local costs, not just currency value. The index predicted early pressure on the euro. It takes different work time to earn a Big Mac worldwide. In Argentina's crisis, burger inflation told the real story. The index was cited in US-China trade negotiations. In India, the menu adapts completely to local customs. In Japan, seasonal flavors drive popularity. In the Middle East, every ingredient meets halal standards. In Norway, local seafood becomes a specialty burger. In France, it adapted to the local cafe culture. In China, it lives within the digital ecosystem. In Brazil, even the Happy Meal gets a local twist. In China, 95% of ingredients are sourced locally. It faced cultural resistance as junk food. In Italy, it sparked legal battles over heritage. Geopolitics forced McDonald's to exit Russia. In Korea, the burger incorporates beloved local flavors. In Malaysia, it celebrates local festivals. In Egypt, it respects and participates in religious traditions. A new digital Big Mac index is emerging. Supply chains are shifting from global to regional. Sustainability is now a core corporate promise. Alternative proteins are changing the game. Deglobalization sentiments pressure multinationals. This humble burger holds a world of stories. We can at least agree on the burger. What you hold is a microcosm of our globalized era. Its story begins as the Cold War faded. Markets opened, tariffs fell, and capital flowed freely. McDonald's principles mirrored the logic of globalization. The same recipe in over 130 countries. Its economic logic is a century-old theory. The U.S. price is the baseline for all comparisons. The index suggests currency misalignment. Even Nobel laureates see its clever simplicity. The IMF found it has real predictive power. It's a tool for both experts and the curious public. A burger can't be easily traded, so its price is local. In Norway, high costs explain the high price. In India, lower costs explain the lower price. The same product has different social meanings. Fierce competition affects U.S. pricing. Near monopoly status affects pricing elsewhere. It's a superb teaching tool, not perfect policy guide. Globalization also raises questions about labor rights. It faced ideological opposition from food movements. Globalization isn't one way. It creates new hybrids. Digital services create new global price baskets. Resilience now means shorter regional supply chains. The future burger must be sustainable. The future is about balancing both forces. For 3 decades, it has mirrored global economic shifts. Profound change is hidden in the most mundane objects. It creates a shared, yet diversely experienced global moment. In a fractured world, a shared benchmark is valuable. It offers a unique vantage point on a complex system. It makes economics tangible and engaging. The brand and its index have evolved with the times. Even a burger's ingredients face geopolitical hurdles. The index lives on in digital public discourse. Our food system is a map of global interconnection. Currencies fluctuate, but the burger remains a constant measure. It creates a strange global commonality of experience. It was a brilliantly simple idea. The burger exists in all these worlds simultaneously. Demand reacts differently to price changes globally. It democratizes economic understanding. It is food, data, and cultural symbol all at once. The simple and the complex tell the same story. This is the essence of globalization. It earned its place in the economist's toolkit. The brand has become part of the global urban fabric. Even if paused, the index would have a last data point. It sits at the intersection of culture and economics. The idea, like the brand, spread everywhere. We are all part of this global story now. The journey from that cue changed how we see the world. Its story is an ongoing lesson in global economics. The next time you see one, remember what it represents. This isn't the end. It's a new chapter, the world measured in a burger. Falling tariffs fueled the fast food expansion. Global trade volume nearly doubled in the 1990s. New trade agreements created the framework for globalization. What began as a joke became surprisingly insightful. economics contained within a sesame seed bun. The burger's local nature is key to the index. An undervalued currency can boost exports and investment. An overvalued currency makes imports cheap, exports hard. Economic theories hit the real world in trade talks, from academic papers to a universal snack. Globalization, the art of balancing global and local. Deep localization makes it a Chinese enterprise in China. It's not perfect, and that's important to remember. The story has two sides, conflict and integration. The forces shaping the next era are already here. The humble crystal may power and cleanse our future. New headwinds challenge the old model of globalization. The entire story is contained in the smallest detail, from a spark in an airport to a lens on our world.